Joy-Anna Duggar and Austin Forsyth admit they broke Jim Bob's courtship rules. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Bella and I hope you are well. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. When it comes to dating one of Jim Bob Duggar's daughters, we've heard plenty about just how strict his courtship rules can be. Because the children of the family date with the intent to marry the person they're courting, Jim Bob thoroughly vets any man who has been interested in one of his girls. And even once they get his seal of approval, they have to follow his guidelines. But now, Austin Forsyth is coming clean. He and Joy didn't follow those rules quite as closely as her dad would have liked. While talking with his sister and brother-in-law, Austin opened up about courting Joy-Anna in the early days of their relationship, something he wasn't too familiar with because it wasn't the way his family did things, despite the fact that they were also pretty conservative. But because his family had been close with the Duggars for years, he did know that this was the way they did things, and he was willing to give it a shot. That meant that all of his dates with Joy were chaperoned though, and that's when they ended up bending the rules. Justin chaperoned most of Joy and Austin's dates. They still found a way to get one-on-one time together if they wanted to have a private conversation, however, even though that was technically against the rules. "We'd tell Justin to go sit in the truck," he said, later adding, "I'd be like, hey, we're going to talk. You go over there, Justin. You go in the next room or whatever." Fortunately, because Justin already knew Austin from their families interacting and had a level of trust and respect, he'd go along with it. Fans have a lot of thoughts about Austin's confession. Fans on a popular Duggar-related subreddit have been discussing this part of the podcast, and they seem to appreciate the confirmation about the broken rules. I'm not saying they broke all the rules, but this seems to confirm what some of us believe, that they did more than hold hands prior to marriage, the LP wrote. One commenter wrote, "Glad Austin didn't mention this until after Justin got out of the house. Justin's probably getting an angry phone call from JB right about now." This isn't the first time Joy and Austin have admitted to breaking a courtship rule. When Joy appeared on the Unplanned podcast in October 2024, she admitted that she broke the rule about no hand-holding and no full hugs before engagement after Austin totaled his truck in an accident that was so bad he could have died. "Well, my brother that comes with my dad is like, Pops, Joy has been holding onto Austin's arm this whole time, and they're courting. They're not even supposed to be holding hands," Joy said. And Pops looks back kind of like annoyed. He's like, "You should probably let go of his arm." And I'm like looking at my brother like so annoyed. But I was like, whatever, it's fine. Fans call Katie Duggar out for referring to Jed as a hands-on dad. On 19 Kids and Counting On, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar made it clear that they subscribe to traditional gender roles as dictated by the cult-like religion they raised their children under, the Institute in Basic Life Principles. As they've grown up and started families of their own, not all of their children have followed suit, and some of their sons seem to be more involved dads than Jim Bob was. But that doesn't mean fans are willing to hand out Dad of the Year awards to any of them anytime soon. While answering fan questions, Katie Duggar was asked more than once how she's managing as a new mom of 4 under the age of 3, and she explained that she had plenty of help from her family and from Jed, who she described as a hands-on dad, in her Instagram stories post. This immediately stuck out to critics on Reddit, and people have a lot of feelings about this one. Fans are pointing out that a hands-on dad is just a dad. In the Reddit post about Katie's Q&A, one person pointed out the hypocrisy of that statement. Hands-on dad, that's just being a parent. No one says hands-on mom, one person wrote. Another user asked, "I'm curious what a hands-on dad means. Sweeping up crumbs?" Others pointed out a qualifier that Katie used in her post. She didn't just call Jed a hands-on dad, she called him a hands-on dad when he's home. And that made all the difference to more than one of the Redditors. One commenter wrote that when he's home seems to be doing a lot of heavy lifting lol. How often is he actually home though? Another chimed in, grateful for JD helping when he is home. It's TALTPRNTing Kate. Fortunately, it seems like Katie's still getting the chance to take time away from the kids. In a video Katie and her friends shared in honor of Valentine's Day, it looks like she was able to get away to celebrate Galentine's Day with a few pals and some of her sisters-in-law, including Joy-Anna and Abby. As a mom of 4 little ones, the time to be silly with her friends must have meant so much to her. Now, for our next question. Was Jed wrangling all 4 kids on his own at home while she was out? The real reason this Duggar's birth was not aired on TV. As many as 19 Duggar births were filmed for TLC, but Joy-Anna Duggar and husband Austin Forsyth famously said no to having Counting On's cameras in the delivery room for the birth of their first son, Gideon, now 6. On the February 19 episode of the podcast Jinger and Jeremy, Forsyth finally opened up about their decision to flout the producer's requests. "I didn't want any film crew there," he told his wife's sister and their brother-in-law. "I took a lot of heat for that." Forsyth, 31, said that the idea of having wife Joy-Anna, 27, filmed while in labor was something he was ill-equipped to fathom when they signed on to do Counting On, a spin-off of TLC's mega-hit 19 Kids and Counting, which chronicled Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's chaotic family life. Joy-Anna is the 9th eldest of the 19 Duggar children. Jessa and Jill, I believe, had already had Spurgeon and Israel on TV, so I should have thought about it, he said. Israel's birth, including footage of Mom Jill's more than 70 hours of labor, aired on 19 Kids and Counting, even though neither of his siblings' births were filmed. And Spurgeon's birth aired on Jill and Jessa. Counting On. His younger siblings Henry and Ivy also had birth episodes, but George and Fern born after the show went off the air. It's not something that, as a single guy, crossed my mind like, one day, I'm going to have to make the decision if I'm going to have the network with cameras in our face. There's a lot you just don't know how to handle. The couple, who married in 2017, have had 2 more children, daughter Evelyn, 4, and son Gunnar, 1. Neither of their births were filmed for TV, with Gunnar having been born after the show ended in 2021. "I don't remember us having really big like, oh no, y'all can't show this," Forsyth said, but we did push back. The first baby to be born with TLC cameras watching was Joy-Anna's younger sister, Johanna, on the original TV show 16 Kids and